What up,
I
you
am.
little fucking cunt bags? This is your boy GMillion, aka Michael motherfucking Myers.
No, you're not.
Um, I am here with these clown ass motherfuckers. Announce yourselves.
I'm Ravens Dolphin, of course. DSP's a bitch.
I'm Parma. I just like the Halloween movies, and
Me
I
too.
hate Phil, and that's about it. And I know these clowns, so here I am.
Okay, and before we get started, he reviewed Halloween Kills. Came out. I forgot what year it came out. I don't.
2022.
2022.
Last year.
Wait, I
And
thought that was Halloween Ends,
no,
or
that was Halloween Ends. It's probably 2021 that came out.
either 21 or 20.
Yeah, I know COVID probably had something to do with the
Right.
releases being all sporadic and shit. Because the first one came out in 2018.
And
Um,
then
yeah, and this movie pretty much literally picks up right after Halloween
Few
2018 leaves
seconds.
off.
same night, same
And
Halloween night.
yep, same Halloween night and everything. And I went into this movie with such a low bar. Like anything could impress me with this movie, and I feel like they did a lot better job with this movie than they did with the first one, because the first one was kind of slow and they had to build up all these characters again. And I feel like this one was just Michael Myers just being like killing bitches. What are your thoughts on the movies? On this
Yeah, he
movie?
did what he need. Yeah, he did what he needed to do. It got literally. It was like seconds after you're like, all right, Michael Myers is, sorry for spoilers, still alive, still doing stuff. There, at the beginning, you see the house still going up in flames, and Michael Myers is like, "Hi, I'm fine."
He's like,
They
hello,
waste,
it's a little hot in here. I'm gonna survive this, you dumb idiots.
It's not like,
and I'm going to waste through a whole team of firefighters like no big deal.
and they're stupid about it too. They're like,
They're
they're like, let's put this fire out while a murderer's around.
I mean, firefighters, I assume the number one priority is put the fire out. Like that's all they think
true.
about.
This is true.
I guess.
Realistically, they probably didn't know this, that they trapped Michael Myers in there.
They did.
No,
They
of
did.
course not. They're just like, who's this guy in a mask? This
But I'm
poor
just,
trick or treater. We have to save him.
but he should have been like a little bit more burnt than his mask. Like his mask is like slightly melted, and that's it.
Yeah, he should have been more fucked up.
Mm.
But pretty much returning characters came back, all the ones in the first Halloween movie came back and prized their role. You got Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, and you got all the fucking dumb family around them, same actors, stupid dead husband that nobody liked, especially Raven.
I hated him. He's dead.
And yeah, like I literally did not pay attention to the beginning of this movie. I was just sitting there on my phone, just like checking text messages and notifications and shit. All this was going on. I'm like, oh, maybe I should start paying attention because this is getting a lot better quick. So, what are your some favorite parts of the movie and non-favorite parts of the movie?
This is a middle child movie. They're setting up a lot to the end. And I think for me, I didn't realize that this is literally a trilogy that follows the night. Like it's literally like a very long thing. I thought it was like, oh, we're gonna get Michael Myers. He comes back in a little bit, or like a few days later or something. Like this was like, nah, shit's still real. Not only shit's real, shit's still happening.
And it has to be because, I mean, the title said, I mean, Halloween has to happen on any Halloween throughout any series, throughout any version or iteration of the series ever since it started. You have a Halloween movie, it's out. It can't be on November 1st, November 2nd. What the hell? No, 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 no. Got to be on Halloween.
Yeah, it has to start on Halloween
I
night.
mean,
If it ends on
right,
November 1st, it ends on November 1st, but
right.
like
Right.
I still did not go back and watch the first one. I really don't care to.
That's fine.
But
I feel like this series was made pretty. It was almost like made with that in mind. I think they do enough to show you what happened, give you the important stuff, little flashbacks here and there. Although the flashback sequence that was in with the cop character here was added like this. None of that happened in the original series. They added that for this new version. But honestly,
And
yeah, I mean, watching this new series, you don't really have to.
and
oh, okay.
and also the cop thing was like they're just trying to put empathy on it to why. And going back to the first movie, it's like this is all happening is because they didn't put enough armored people on the bus where Michael Myers was on. They're like, it's gonna be okay, this killer dude, and it's like they know now.
No, he would have gotten
That's
on
the
anyways.
crazy
He should have
person.
stayed where he was
Yeah,
at.
yeah, that's the big mistake, and even that happened in the series too. Like Halloween 4 is probably one of the most like famous sequels. Exact same thing happens. Oh, we have to transfer him, and nobody sees that as a problem. What could possibly go wrong?
And I think they did mention something like that in the bar slash talent show type of deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I really can we talk about the Michael Myers house?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
I really liked how it was done up.
It was really excellently remodeled. Clearly been on house flippers.
Also, before it was remodeled, that place was a hovel.
Yeah, it
Because
looks a lot. So the old
King,
style house looks like DSP's house right as it is right now.
yes.
although
And
that house is too empty though to look like yes, it's busted up and like in terrible shape, but it's not filled with garbage.
So I was gonna ask you that house, right? The Halloween night of 1974. Was that house abandoned for a while? Because it looked like it was fucked up.
they just
Yeah,
probably
pretty sure.
thought like, oh, we're just gonna use this raggedy ass house and no one would care. It's 1974.
Or yeah, so the first murder, the one where Michael was a kid and killed his sister, that was 1963.
Okay,
And then in
that's what I was
78
wondering.
was when the first movie takes place. So yeah, after that it was like okay, I guess that would be one of the things that would help to see the original. Because in that one, it's like a urban legend. Like there's always a realty sign out in front. Like people be trying to sell it forever, but nobody wants it because everybody around town. Oh, did you hear what happened in that house? And like the little kids all say like, "Hey, don't go too close to that house, or the ghosts will come get you, or whatever." Um, which they kind of bring back too with like the owners of this house. But it's like you got a new generation. You got all these Gen Z kids with their
They
Tic Tacs and their Spotify's, and they're not
but
scared of ghosts.
but they knew it was his house.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's still like a legend in that town.
Right. And
So for a long
also,
time, they just couldn't sell it. And then I guess it was like after Michael Myers got locked up, it was like, oh, I guess it's safe now. Let's buy it and
I
make
mean,
it extremely fancy.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that house was pretty much safe, but no, these dumb idiots had to transfer Michael Myers again.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought the house was cool. I thought the callback to the house, and yeah, I really, this is a setup movie. They're trying to set up everything to get you excited for the next one.
What was the
So
original score? Like what are the thoughts on Halloween Ends? Did people like it?
Probably. It seemed like in general with this new one, it was kind of like first one was best, and then 2, 3 were worse, which sounds like we got some differing opinions here. But like I can see why, because again, the third one definitely takes a interesting direction. I'll say that much.
Sure.
Only thing that I know about the third one is Michael Myers is trying to get a character's finger down the garbage disposal.
That does happen at some point.
And that was in the trailer. That's all I know.
Right. Well, they were smart to show that.
And of course, with Michael Myers, you still have random killings that make no sense.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Random. But no, I thought this. I mean, it's a horror film. There you could, like always, you can drive a freaking tractor trailer through. It's everything. You can drive a tractor trailer through its plot logic.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait for him to review Scream 6, though.
Yeah. I mean, 2 stars? I know we gave it 2 stars. We can't give it 2.5. So 2 stars?
Yeah, I give it 2 stars.
What, Halloween Kills?
Yeah.
Out of
5.
Out of 5. We really can't do halves, huh?
No.
Well, in that case, I'm going to just be a little more generous and go with a 3. Only because, like the first one, this one clearly had a lot of heart for the original. It's just the best way I can say
this. I did not hate it. I'm pumped for the next one, but
yeah, I kind of want to go watch the next one, to be honest with you, to see how they finish it. But we have to wait because of Phil.
That's the thing. Like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, let's go. I want to see what happens.
It's exactly how I felt. I couldn't resist. I mean, for reviewing, I'll wait, but you know.
And that if that's what the movie was trying to do, it succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Parma spent $600 on renting all these movies because Japan is so expensive.
$600 yes, exactly. That amount.
But also
600, not 600 yen, US dollars.
Also, it's one of those things you only watch it. You can only watch this once for that setup, and then good till Halloween ends. So it's not like a repeat movie. So it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can see myself.
Oh,
really
we have like 2 weeks to go. So.
But like I said, it's a horror film, so don't expect Oscar-worthy stuff. Are we ready to see why DSP hates it?
Yeah. So, Raven, read the title.
This is how you don't make a horror trilogy. Halloween Kills DSP Reacts movie review. Jesus.
Yeah, fucking.
It's already full of cult.
I will say this: it did its job. It really has set it up really nicely for the next movie. But we'll see. We'll see what DSP says.
So this video is 17 minutes and 40 seconds. And
oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna have a little bet counter. How long is this history lesson?
5 minutes.
Well, how much so I didn't watch his review of quote unquote review of the first Halloween 2018 one. So how long did he already establish?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. I'm going to say 3 because
I would hope it's shorter. So yes, I agree with Raven. I'm going to go with 3. I'm sure there will still be some. For those of you who don't know, in 1978, John Carpenter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 3 as well.
We'll see.
We'll see.
DSP Reacts.
Man, that's a long intro to get to this cube.
This stupid bootleg THX thing. God, who the fuck sat down and made this
everyone.
for free?
Phil here.
Oh my god!
I fucking hate the transition.
There's no transition.
Exactly.
Pause it for a second.
Sorry.
If you're going to put movie review, put the movie review under Halloween Kills, or move it down where it is.
Yep.
You don't need to.
Review.
Okay, here's the thing. Get rid of the DSP Reacts and get rid of movie reviews.
Because it's on the channel, yeah.
Yeah, you're on that channel, and this is a movie review. And make the fucking... This needs to be smaller. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. But this needs to be smaller. It needs to be movie poster, all right? If you're going to have it.
Just whatever random fucking PNG And I'm just like, fuck it, it works.
Yeah. Like this, like the label's too big and DSP Reacts is too big.
Right.
Boot trilogy, Halloween Kills. The original movie was called Halloween from 2018, and if you missed my review of that movie, it's right here on DSP Reacts.
How we miss
check
it?
that one out.
Yeah, how do we miss it? Oh wait, you upload like 10 videos a day. Yeah, it's easily to be missed.
It's hard to keep track. But also, is the fucking PNG in front of his head?
Yes, so if he moves to the
for
left.
God's sake, Phil, fuck. Oh, boy. Heck.
This is the middle movie of this trilogy.
See, watch.
And then
He's
there
going
is
to
a final
sway
movie
and it's
called
going to cover
Halloween
it.
Ends, and that I'll be reviewing likely in the next 1 to 2 weeks as I watch it.
1
So,
to 2 weeks.
Halloween-
It'll be Halloween by then.
Right?
Yes, it will. It's
2 fucking weeks, bro. You're going to forget about the whole entire series at that point.
You should have watched
2018
it back to back.
reboot movie, in my opinion, wasn't
Halloween
that
is
bad.
literally
It certainly
3
didn't
weeks
redefine the genre. It had a few questionable moments and interesting.
Why does he have to
choices
play
of
with his
plot
hair?
Like, but the
Because
idea
it's DSP.
that everything that has
Nervous
happened after
week.
the original Halloween movie was not happening. It actually never really happened, and that Michael
Oh, no,
Myers
it
was
happened.
captured after his rampage through.
Stop playing with your fucking hair.
But Parma didn't happen.
But no, the whole point of this series is that only the first movie, not Halloween 2, which happened the same night, in which people got. I certainly was confused because I was like, oh, it only takes place after the Halloween 1978, timeline or whatever. But they were like, no, only the first movie happened. Like, as soon as the first movie ends, not Halloween 2, which, again, back at the time, there was the same idea. It continues the same night. Like, they go to the hospital and all this stuff. But this is supposed to happen after the original. It still fucking happened, dumbass.
Right. Just like this one. This one is literally the same night.
Yes.
Just longer.
Took place in the
Like,
It took place. Majority of it took place in the hospital, and people just decided to fuck shit up.
Exactly.
Haddonfield. I keep forgetting the name of the actual town.
I thought you were a fan.
You should have taken notes,
My
Mr.
God.
Reviewer.
You already said it right. Haddonfield. Just move on. I don't know if
But
I'm
the fact
saying
that the cops actually stopped him, incarcerated him, and basically he's been in a mental institution for 40 years, breaks out, and goes back on a homicidal rampage through the same town again. It's kind of an interesting premise, although it's not perfect.
Really?
It's when it was announced that this film was going to be a trilogy, not just a single movie. You have to wonder what's going to happen in each movie that's going to make it more interesting, especially because since it's a trilogy, in this movie, Halloween Kills, Michael Myers is not going to be killed or stopped. Also, the protagonists from the last movie, so Laurie Strode and her family, also can't be killed or stopped, because obviously there's going to be a final movie.
Stop.
I mean, how much can we say? Or
We can't, but it's like,
here's how we're gonna do this. If DSP spoils, it's free game.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
There you go.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Let him cook.
What's going to happen if they're all dead? Then what's the point,
Christ.
right? So ultimately, Halloween Kills finds itself floundering, trying to find some meaning. Now, the cool thing about
like
the movie
DSP gaming?
is that it tries something
Yeah.
different. However,
Oh God. Don't give.
Hey,
let me
so
give you
far
this
it's 2
little
minutes.
there's a difference between
mug
trying
ass.
and succeeding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to warn you right now. I have to spoil this movie to review it because
Oh, God.
Oh shit, he's
Uh-oh.
spoiling it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Fucking nuclear option.
Yo.
it is the
Glad you're
very
here, Parma.
premise of the plot and what happens in the movie that is my major problems with it. So therefore, if you were going to watch this movie for yourself and you did not want to be spoiled, I strongly recommend you do not watch this review starting now.
We know your reviews by now. You spoil movies.
We already watched
not-
it.
I
That's
am
why
about
we're
to
Yeah,
here.
we
start
should just
spoiling
not
the movie
watch
big
this
way- in a big
review under
way
any
because
circumstances.
I am so
Or
highly
forever.
critical of it. Okay? First of all, this
2 minutes and 43 seconds.
movie
Before we
should have a
actually
much
start
better
the
title
review.
that would actually be more representative of what the movie is. it actually should be called Halloween Kills Time. Because as the
What?
middle movie of this trilogy,
Lame.
you can tell as you watch it, they had no idea what to do with this movie. The first movie is the reintroduction of Michael Myers to his old hometown and how people are dealing with the fact that 40 years later the killer is back. The last movie likely will deal with how you stop him, right? But this movie is so ludicrous because they don't know what to do with it, so they make it a filler movie. And it's funny because you can argue that the sequel...
Stop, please. It's the Halo 2 of movies.
Yeah, it's the Halo 2 effect. It I don't know, it just popped up in my head. I could be totally wrong. You can make fun of me if you want. It kind of reminds me of the Empire Strikes Back effect too.
Sure. A little bit, but less effective, but yes.
And a lot of sequels do try to do that, basically. Of like subvert expectations, leave things on like a serious doubt that you want to see how it concludes. Yeah, I can totally see that.
I mean, Empire Strike Back was better because you got some huge revelations and things happen.
When DSP mentions it, I'll explain, okay?
Sure.
Typically does not live up to the hype of the original. But you can look at some classic...
I thought the original was cheesy and corny.
Well, are you talking about the original?
No. 2018.
2018.
Okay, yes.
I haven't seen the original. It is probably cheesy and corny.
I agree. I also think this one is cheesy and corny in different ways.
Yes.
I think that's just a fucking slasher movie, but
compared to 2018, I think they did a better job.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Where Empire Strikes Back arguably is the best movie in the entire trilogy.
And there it is.
I would be hard-pressed to say that this movie is worth your time. In fact, I'll be honest with you. The best way I can review this movie in a quick review before I even spoil anything about it is this. I wish I could get my 90 minutes back. Because there wasn't a single real moment outside of maybe a few of the kills being kind of gory and creative and ooh kind of moments. Oh, he really got it bad, right? Outside of that, there's really no enjoyment to be had in this movie whatsoever, all right? The whole movie is a false premise set up to fail from the start that just leaves you feeling incredibly let down at the end. So watching the 90-plus minutes just makes you more deflated at the end. By the way, I watched the extended cut, which I guess supposedly added in some more backstory. So allow me to actually spoil the movie.
We didn't watch that.
No, I just found it.
I was like, wait, did I watch it? Or... I don't even know.
I literally found the first file that I could see on the high seas.
Pretty sure that was the same that I saw.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it matters.
Maybe
it went over.
Damn.
It went over
so I can tell you
DSP's
what's
head.
wrong with it. All right. The premise of Halloween Kills is that at the end of Halloween 2018, Michael Myers did not die. He did not burn down in that house that Laurie Strode set up as a trap house.
The firefighters.
Why? It's almost like they knew there was going to
put out the fire.
Fucking series, you idiot.
Exactly.
You mean like they would always do in any kind of a residential neighborhood? Yeah.
Possibly.
So Laurie Strode.
Not a residential neighborhood. It was in the middle of the fucking woods. It was like that was her
nowhere.
Whole point was to be isolated as fuck. It wasn't a residential neighborhood.
She rigged the house to go up in flames.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a resident. It's not a fucking condo association, Phil. It's not a fucking gated community where the DoorDash driver can find you.
She rigged this to do that.
And in real life, a real person would have died in there.
Yes.
Would have very much died. Not only die in there, he walked out like, I'm fine. What's up? What's up, bitches?
Yeah, what up, bitches? Hey, firefighters. I'm going to totally ruin your day.
Yeah.
Planned for 40 years to kill Michael Myers and never thought of a plan that would prevent the firefighters from coming to put out the fire that's supposed to kill him.
I don't know. When someone's trapped in a trap and gets burned alive, you expect them to die pretty quick. Quicker than the firefighters to show up.
And also, it's like, okay, you can plan a lot of things. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, and those of you who saw 2018, she made a whole compound of like, okay, I've got traps, I've got a shooting range, I've got all this stuff. You can't really control, like, a neighbor or somebody far enough, close enough away, because that was the whole thing at the beginning of this one, right? It was like the people that lived slightly further up the road saw the smoke and were like, oh, I guess we call the fire. Like, you can't really control that,
No.
Right.
you know?
Maybe if she didn't
So-
get injured or no one got injured, they could have stayed there and
be
made
like,
sure
"No,
not
don't
to
worry,"
have.
like, yeah.
But you know, she didn't like. She got stabbed. You know, that's out of her control.
Yep. She needed first aid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Well, now you made.
Gosh.
He's taking this movie way too seriously. He's like nitpicking every little scene of this movie.
Exactly.
He's doing it to try and come up with moments to make these dumb clown fuckface little like reaction moments that he's clip baiting. He's trying to fucking bait Das Bosch shitface into fucking making clips, and hopefully one will go viral. Like, that's what he's doing with this bullshit.
And
he won't.
this review style just reminds me of like Angry Video Game Nerd or Nostalgia Critic. You know, the people that you watch.
It hasn't changed since fucking 2009.
And it's more shitty because it's just him repeating something. It's like regurgitating garbage.
Made her look like a complete idiot, right? After she looked like a badass in the first movie, now you make her look terrible. What a moron!
If he's talking about Laurie Strode, she was injured.
Yeah.
Very injured.
No. Yes. You don't fucking say that about. You don't say that about a fucking horror icon. Nobody that actually gives a shit about Halloween would ever say that. Fuck you, Phil.
I didn't mind Laurie's placement in the movie. Like, she did her job. She was resting. She told the story about, you know, what Michael was doing and all that stuff. Like, she didn't really need to do anything.
Like, underutilized in this one compared to and you'll see at the end at the last one. Underutilized, sure, maybe, but like a moron. Fuck you. No, like I said, it's like every other thing was thought of. Okay, then it happens to like, yes, somebody is gonna see the smoke and then call for the fucking fire department. She could have set all that fucking compound up like 10 years before that other neighbor that called the police, called the fire department, like even fucking moved in. Like, what the fuck?
Right, and also this is few seconds after, or maybe not even a few seconds, maybe just, you know, instantly. There's chaos happening everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trail of blood.
Like, literally, she just got stitched up and she just put a fucking needle up her ass to numb the pain to go get Michael.
Yep.
Sorry for it's just like Phil, you would be crying and bitching up a storm.
Some people grab a bottle of fucking whale tail, right, and pee themselves in the fucking corner of their dusty ass office when things go bad. Some people take a fucking syringe full of painkillers and say, fuck this, and go out and try to fucking help.
Indeed.
Yep. Okay.
40
we
years building this trap house and never thought someone would put the fire out? I mean, come
Fuck
on.
you.
Right?
So-
Fuck you.
What ends up happening in this movie, the Strode family, Laurie, her daughter, and her granddaughter, go to the hospital only to find out that someone put out the fire and Michael Myers may or may not still be alive. Oops.
Pause, please.
Okay.
Makes it sound like they just go there like, we're just going to the hospital.
The hospital, like, no, it was a dire fucking emergency. That's why they had to ride in the back of some rando's fucking pickup truck and be like, she's bleeding out.
She's bleeding, moron.
Literally bleeding out. Like, I'm surprised she even made it, to be honest with you. But
Also,
I mean, again, it's a horror movie, but
yeah.
also, were you not paying attention? She literally saw the fire trucks and she was saying,
she
let
said,
him
no,
die.
let him die, let him burn. That's why that scene was so fucking
Literally,
You know?
she's bleeding out, going, no, let him die.
And she was
I
like,
actually
turn
felt
back.
that.
Let me go back.
Yeah. And they was like, no, you're fucking bleeding. And that's like, that's what I really like about this movie is all the like, you know, the tough calls of like, okay, which is more important, like going after the ultimate evil versus like making sure the one that you care about survives, and like all that kind of shit that I know is fucking lost on this piece of shit.
Well,
It's already
yeah,
lost on him.
bro. Look
Oh,
at
yeah.
him. Look at that face.
Next to Michael, I'm like, God damn it. Michael Myers, can't they do the prison transfer next to Renton next time? Oh, we gotta do a transfer to maximum security outside of Renton. Nothing happens up there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Nah, Michael Myers wouldn't know he
Okay.
was there.
The other side of the story is that
Somebody
the
would tell me.
townspeople of is it Haddonfield? I keep forgetting the name of the town.
Oh
It
my
might be
God,
Haddonfield.
make notes.
The townspeople are fed
You
up.
couldn't take 10 fucking seconds to fucking check? And then once again, if you're a fan, it's like, oh, Jason, oh, you know, fucking Camp Diamond Castle, Diamond River, I don't fucking know. Crystal fucking Lake. Like, if you give a shit about these movies and stuff, like you pretend to be Mr. King of Pop Culture all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have it memorized. You could have taken the 10 seconds before, searched it. Oh, it's called Haddonfield. Got it.
Or print
Press
out the
fucking
IMDb
record.
page, circle the
Yeah.
location, circle the
Like the
actors.
boomer you fucking are.
And the crazy part is all these places are in New Jersey.
Yeah. Like, wait, there actually is a Haddonfield in New Jersey, isn't there? I think I remember
Yeah.
looking it up. Yeah.
It's not like the actual like Haddonfield. There's no place in Illinois, but
In Illinois, no, but in Jersey, there's a Haddonfield, baby.
So poor JG, man. All this shit happens in Jersey.
yeah.
Because for 40 years
It's
they
fucked
lived in
up.
fear of this Michael Myers character. Why, I have no idea. According to the lore of the movie, Michael Myers only went on a rampage one night, was stopped that night, and has been incarcerated in a mental institution ever since. So why is he
Okay.
haunted
A
for
plus, please.
Went on a rampage. Missed that part. It's like, it was only one night. It's still a rampage.
Also, he killed his
Still
sister,
died.
Phil.
Yeah, killed his sister, and then later on killed three teenagers. No, they weren't innocent, but yeah, 3 innocent teenagers and the dude that he stole the fucking mechanic's outfit from. So 4 people.
And technically, Halloween night is not over, even though it is probably after midnight there. Probably, we don't know.
I won't say anything.
All right.
But like we were making the joke that, you know, November 1st, but like still like
Yeah.
the sun hasn't come up.
Oh, for Halloween Kills. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about like after the. Yeah, in Halloween Kills, it's still fucking Halloween night.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Okay.
going by. I don't know. I haven't seen the original, so
40 years.
Yeah.
Well, trick or treating's over, so who knows?
You think at one point you get over it? But basically, this movie follows
What
the stories of people in the.
fuck? Yo, like, okay, real talk. Like, we don't even have to go into detail. Like, any of you guys, I know where I grew up. There are absolutely moments that happened years ago or whatever that were still like tragic and that people still talk about, like before I was born and to this fucking day. Like, am I crazy? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Mm.
Like I
Right?
don't know the exact story of what happened, but there are places out there that have tragedies and people still talk about it.
Yes.
And it's like a learning moment for a community. Like, you know, your teachers at school will be like, hey, these kids did XYZ and something fucking terrible happened, so don't do that shit. You know? Like, that's a pretty common. You get over it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You don't seem to get over it when anything small happens to you.
Exactly. Hey, you get over the fucking copyright strikes?
What about your
After just
what
going on a
about your
rant about that?
DoorDash orders? Huh? You
Oh,
got an
yeah.
order of that? What about your Burger King? Huh? The sushi restaurant. Gotten
Oh my
over
god!
that?
If you guys don't remember, I had a terrible, terrible experience at my Burger King because the sauce. Fuck you.
You still haven't gotten over Tevin, but that's neither here or there. Let's continue.
Town who had big major losses during that original killing spree. There's one of the kids who was babysat by Laurie Strode. He's now a grown-up male, and he's all miserable. His life is kind of messed up, and he's always haunted by Michael Myers. There's a washed-up cop who basically, during that original Michael Myers situation, lost his daughter and basically kind of became like a drunk or whatever, and now he's a security guard. Okay, so basically it follows the story of these different people in the town.
What are they supposed to do? Like, just go pretend
Apparently,
that
get
didn't
over
happen?
it. Apparently, they just get over it. Well, fuck, fuck, man. I mean, it really. If anything, this is another fucking mask off moment for him because it
Right?
shows how much he wasn't kidding with you know, King of
Leanna.
Despair. Well, Leanna, but you know the whole like King of Suffering. Who was King of Suffering? Was it War Dog Leader?
Yes, word our leader.
Right, and like that showed like, oh, he'll say now, oh, you know, I was just a character. It was being visited. Like, no, this dude was really in a moment of pain, and you said, get the fuck over it, and pay attention to me, because that's all that matters to you. You don't care. You don't care about anybody who are people who are alive, about people who are fucking dead. You don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself. Howard said it best.
Now, if this was
Yes.
an actual documentary that happened to real people, but in movie form, and that was told in movie form, he'll tell you the same thing.
Don't you just fucking get over it?
I want someone to trick him to watch like one of those movies that's based off an actual true event type of thing that would,
And then, yeah,
and have him
he'll
do
just
this
be like,
bullshit.
it's like, well, it's totally unrealistic and stupid. And I mean, yeah, like you watch a movie and obviously they change some things to make it more movie-y, but still, like, the fuck?
Who are now very sad because their lives are kind of ruined as a result of the Michael Myers killing spree. But at some point, you gotta say, when are they gonna
That's
take
the point!
Yeah.
God damn it, Phil! It's like, why are you sad? Just don't be fucking sad that something terrible happened. It's like people fucking cope in different ways. And who knows? Like maybe consider this: the fact that this whole movie centered us around Halloween and like we don't see what these people are like in fucking 4th of July. They could be happy as fuck. But then this time of year, a particular thing reminds them, oh, fuck, man. Like, it's that time. It's like, you know, it's like for Christmas, some
And
people, it's like that.
And not only is that time of year, and it's like, he's back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, it's not so one-dimensional, Phil. Fuck. Not as one-dimensional as
responsibility for
you.
themselves. Like, was it really Michael that ruined their lives, or was it them not being able to get over
Christ's
that
sake.
horrible night? And then
Really?
I mean,
you have people. There were people's children dying, whole families ripped apart, and you're just telling them to get over it.
Yes.
This comes from the same person who has donations going on through the 9/11 video.
Yep.
And he didn't care for those people either. He like listened to them. He's like,
and
what?
the T. Carter video and everything.
Yeah, he monetized that, and
who is the other FGC dude who committed suicide?
He didn't commit suicide. I think it was Scott.
Yes, that's right. Okay, no, so yeah, something happened there. Sorry, my mistake.
oh, okay.
But yeah,
he died
I think we was talking about that. Yeah, that's right. And that was the one that Howard was first talking about. He monetized it.
Yeah,
Yep. OG.
he's self-destructive.
Fucking hell.
I'm just saying, you know, not everyone in the entire town had their lives ruined, but these particular people did. Anyway, basically the premise of the movie is thus. While the Strode family is recovering in the hospital, Michael Myers breaks out of the trap house because firefighters come to save him.
Trap house.
They put out the
Sorry,
fire.
It's a trap
Mike
house.
Myers broke out of the trap house.
I'm sorry. It's just imagining Michael Myers is in a trap house.
We're in a trap. Real trap shit. Fucking like,
There's glow sticks. There's a fog machine. You know, there's
You got you got them drugs. You got the
yeah, nobody
acid.
questions that they see Michael Myers because everyone assumes like, fuck man, I'm tripping shit. This trap house is fucking lit. Yeah, Mike Myers in the trap house. Oh my god.
And then he
That's
kills
all.
them all. I want you to think about that.
Oh my
The
God.
firefighters are coming to the house with axes, with weapons, with all this protective equipment to stop a fire that, by the way, could also very well stop a human. But Michael Myers walks out of the house and proceeds to kill every single one of them.
They had plenty of opportunity to kill Michael Myers in the first movie,
Well, that.
yes.
And
but
also,
he
like,
has superhuman strength for some reason.
just fucking said it. You just said it. What did Phil just say? He could stop a human. It's Michael fucking Myers. That's like this whole series in a goddamn nutshell. What Donald Pleasance in the original, in the first one, what they reference in this series, he's not human. What was living behind that? What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. That's the fucking point. He is pure evil. He's not a fucking human. Oh my fucking god!
It's Phil.
never
He
met
has to
somebody
take everything literally.
who is a professional at missing the point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, fuck, man.
And in classic, inexplicable fashion, none of the firefighters attempt to really defend themselves. One of them sprays him with the fucking hose, like that's going to do something.
Real life, a hose could
hose!
fuck up somebody.
The fire hose,
There's a lot of
you see-
PSI.
Yeah, you fucking seen those like videos, the old footage of the fucking like the civil rights riots and shit where people got fucking sprayed by like they fuck people up.
We have to do this.
But Michael Myers is not a human. That's the point. What we gotta do?
We gotta see.
A fire hose.
Let's see. Let's see.
Now, just when you thought it was safe to return to the water, here's Richard and Johnny. And they're
What
about
did
to
I
find
just
out
click on?
what it's like to be under an awful lot of pressure.
Slimy British
Tipping water
bastards.
over someone's head might give them a bit of a shock if they're not.
But if you've got a lot of speed, throw it up!
And the gear is in neutral.
This is what a real fire hose could do.
That's actually
The water is blasting out at a pressure of 12 bar. That's 12 times atmospheric pressure.
oof.
All right, back to the.
He's spraying with a hose. He thinks it's like the fucking.
And
gardener's
he
hose
just
outside.
and Michael just stood there like, all right, thanks for the cooldown, bitches. You fucking dead.
I almost caught on fire there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, like you said, that was that would have got him, but it's Michael Myers.
Yeah, that would have got a real person, like
Yes.
a normal person, but it's Michael Myers
Yeah,
and
it
it's a
was.
movie. All right,
Yeah.
you gotta have some imagination.
The rest of them just kind of stand there while each of them get picked off one by one. Not once did they team up to go 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1.
There were in different parts of the house.
They were trying to put out the fire.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, like he kind of has a. I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but yeah, it's
Okay.
the scene you saw, they were all kind of standing out front, and then yes, it's true, it was like one by one. Cause fuck, man, I don't know, you're just there to put out a fire, and then you see this dude in a fucking spray painted white Bill Shatner mask, fucking go through your friends. Maybe I would like hesitate first and then think, okay, maybe I could get him with the axe.
Definitely
I don't know.
understand for with the people inside the fire, because their mindset is putting out this fire.
Yeah, putting out the fire, finding survivors, all that. But
Then
yeah,
when shit goes down, yes, he does have a little point where they could have formed a better plan instead of getting picked off one by one. But it's a fucking slasher film, bro.
Also, I think their duty was to put out the fire.
Yeah, their number one concern was putting out that fire.
It's
And
just like
how many firefighters in real life go through their job putting out a fire and finding out there's a serial killer inside?
Also, the other thing is, how do you deal with a dude that's just standing there? You hit him with the hose.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good if you kill the guy. Then how are you gonna explain that?
Trouble. Yeah. But then you see him like kill your friends, and it's like, oh, okay, well now I guess it's okay if I try.
Yeah, I don't think they were like, yay, let's kill this guy. There was like, what?
Yeah, he's just some dude in a Halloween mask. It's Halloween.
All right, let's continue.
10-on-1 versus Michael. Instead, he just slowly kills each one of them in a row as they stand there, and the camera pans out to conveniently not have the other firefighters in frame, so it would make more sense because they would team up against him. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's incredible.
Just real quick, another thing about that, I really think just as the function of a movie and the beginning of a movie that we're getting back into a sequel, it was just a cinematic way to just, like make the image of like the fire in the background and everything's like lit up like orange and dark, and you see the silhouettes of the fire. Like it's supposed to be that image of like Michael's back. He's not fucking gonna stop. He's gonna waste through all these pieces of shit like tissue paper. Get ready, motherfuckers. They're setting up the fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's hook baiting because they don't want people to walking out of the theaters 10 minutes after the movie starts because the movie's boring. They want to give you an action scene now to hook you into the movie so you could sit through some of the slow parts.
Right. It's like basic shit. And we're not 15-year content creators. How the fuck do we know this better than him?
We don't review movies for a living. We're not like Jimmy John, whatever his fucking name is.
Sure. We're just motherfuckers that like movies.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Incredibly stupid. Okay? So then Michael is angry, and he returns to the town and starts going on a killing spree again. He goes inside of different homes, killing random people left and right, and this is probably the highlight of the movie because you get to see some really gory kills. If you like that kind of stuff in a horror movie, you're gonna love it.
If you like Halloween, you like that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a slasher film. That's what you get in a slasher film.
Indeed.
Right.
This part of the movie. But after a while, you seem to realize something. So the police know that Michael is on the loose. For sure. He killed an entire group of firefighters, and they're alerted. They even go to the hospital. They alert everyone at the hospital as people are being brought in who are being hurt by this killing spree. They're announcing everyone should stay here and stay safe because Michael Myers is on the loose or whatever. They never encounter Michael at all in the movie. Everyone else does. Like, everyone else in the town finds him. Even some of the Strode family find him. But the cops are not.
There's a scene where they all get together and we're like, let's go find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably going to bring that up and forget about him saying this.
Probably.
Right, keep going.
Not competent enough to find him for some odd reason. The weird part is there's actually a scene where two cops are analyzing Michael's
or not.
Well, we'll see.
Movements and saying, if you track where he's going, it looks like he's making a beeline from the Strode house where that burnt down back to his old childhood home. So why didn't you
No,
stop
that wasn't
him?
the cop.
Yeah, that's exactly. That was fucking Lonnie. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that wasn't the cop. That was the kids in the thing.
Yes.
They figured it out.
Right.
They went like, he always goes home. Even you know this, Parma. You like Michael Myers goes home.
Yes.
Why can't he review this right after he watches it?
Exactly. Old man slash gin brain is really fucking him up. He's like, who is that old white guy? I think it was a Cap. Fuck it. Like, he probably thinks the sheriff, the dude, the black guy with the cowboy hat, he probably thinks like, oh, who is that? He was some like janitor or something. Yeah.
If you knew that was the case, why did you never encounter Michael Myers throughout the entire movie? It makes no sense at all. Okay? Instead, what happens is the people of town all get together and say, we're going to kill Michael. We're going to put an end to this. And they start forming these posses, these ragtag groups of people who get together in cars and go out with makeshift weapons and guns and things because they want to kill Michael. Can you assume how it goes? I want you to think about this.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Maybe you're the killer.
Yeah.
You sick bastard. Take a sip.
Yep,
Well, it's a different strategy than other slasher films where they just run and hide and die, and the third act, a couple main characters fight.
So actually, and I don't know, Raven, if you remember, Halloween 4 again, they did that. That was also like the townspeople were like, "Fuck this shit, we're gonna fucking take matters." It's like, yeah, okay, it's a bunch of untrained motherfuckers that will probably end up making things worse, but like that's the point of the movie. Like, it's a horror movie, things get worse, therefore they get scarier. Like, it's not a big fucking deal. Like, it's not an issue or like a lack.
Okay,
on
but
the
would you
movie's
rather die fighting or just die just running away?
Give up. Yeah, exactly.
It put it in that, like, it's like the fight or flight situation. It's like people are just sick of this shit and they just want to get rid of Michael Myers and go back to normal.
Yeah, that's the thinking. Not that crazy, or not that unbelievable.
To make a long story short, all right, at the end of the movie, Laurie Strode has been fooled the entire movie to think that Michael is dead, okay?
Not
She
the
has to have
entire
surgery.
movie.
No.
It was barely the first act. The fuck? The whole movie.
They did tell her.
Yeah, they didn't tell her on purpose.
Yeah, they didn't tell her at the beginning. And then, like, pretty soon she finds out. Like, it doesn't take very long, at least from what I remember. But
it's not. They didn't. She didn't know. It's like she went through a lot, and they didn't know either. They thought they killed her.
And that scene, that stuff is, again, it's like what's so character driven about this movie. You're the daughter of the survivor of this like original, rampage, and your mom spent your whole life preparing you for this horrible event that it's finally fucking happening, and she's like, "We got him, right? We got him. What the fuck are you gonna do?" No, he's still alive. Like, you would just immediately, you wouldn't even think like, you know what, maybe for right now.
Yeah, like, let her rest, let her recover.
Yeah.
Just
like
keep it under wraps, let her rest and let her cover, and let the daughter deal with it.
Yeah, it's not fucking easy. It's a difficult decision to make, but at the time, I feel like people that actually have a family that they give a fuck about, because we like to say to Phil, "Oh, Phil, you don't have a family, you have a wife." No, Phil has a family. He's got 2 parents that he doesn't give a fuck about.
Right.
And he could, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah, he doesn't have like his immediate family. Like, he doesn't have siblings. He just has 2 parents and he has a wife that he doesn't give a fuck about. Only thing that he really cares about is streaming. Okay, no, he doesn't even care about that. He cares about
he cares about polls. He cares about gin.
Yeah, that's it.
Polling and gin and DoorDash.
Yep.
I just though, because she got stabbed by Michael at the end of the 2018 film. At the end of the movie, she finally gets, realization that he's alive, and she thinks she's going to go out there and try to kill him. But what ends up happening is the town has been worked into.
Nope. She tells the story to the cop, about evil and fear and all that stuff, and says, he's pure evil, where Michael is. Like, she knows that he's alive. Like, the scene at the end was kind of badass, if you ask me.
Agreed.
Like it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't like, oh, Michael is alive. Like, she kind of knew when she said let him burn. She just didn't want to believe that he was still, alive-ish.
There's such a fervor about Michael. They're like, evil ends tonight, evil dies tonight. Well, guess what? One of the other escaped inmates
already fucked it
was
up.
on the same
Just
bus
one.
that Michael escaped
It's just one.
Already fucked it up.
Yeah, just one.
from.
Just one.
From the asylum, is also running around town, and they mistake him for Michael Myers, even though he's just a guy in an actual, suit from the mental institution. He looks nothing like Michael. He's not the same body type. He's not the same size. He's bald. He looks nothing like Michael at all. But they all think he's Michael, and they try to kill him. So essentially, there's a side plot that has literally nothing to do with what's going on in the movie.
I kind of does, because everyone is in a state of panic. They're locked in a hospital, and some dude that escaped from the same asylum,
was on that bus.
And everyone thought that he was Michael Myers. Granted, the majority of the town doesn't exactly know what he looks like, because he was wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah. And of course, so my problem is, again, it's still like, yeah, you can kind of nitpick that because, like, oh, he's always wearing a mask. Okay, yeah, so then why all of a sudden is he not wearing a mask? That doesn't
But
really
Phil
jive.
doesn't see that.
Yeah. But then, and also the whole point is that, like, everyone's kind of in a big group and nobody really gets a good look except for maybe like a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
But then the whole point of it is that it's like, this is what happens when fear overtakes the blood, because it's just like all it takes is one little inkling of there's the guy, it's him, the guy. Is that the guy? It's the
Exactly.
guy. I think we would be more
rational.
rational.
Are evil because they got so worked up in their own hatred that they would kill an innocent man. Okay, that's a whole side plot of the movie. It's completely superfluous. It's not entertaining. Doesn't teach you anything. It's just there to fill time. Okay, then.
No, it ties up the loose end of what happened to the guy on the bus. They said there was.
Yeah, because they showed him earlier.
Yeah, it just ties it up.
Yeah, and then the whole point is, like, thematically. All right? That's what the fucking thing is. Now, I still think that, yes, the way it happened was, like, felt tacked on. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
But
it felt like they just did it just to fill a plot hole.
Yeah, and to just make it more relevant in terms of like, oh, in our social media age, all it takes is a hashtag and people get, irrational over things and they form a mob against. But the theme of this fucking movie is about like guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like survivor's guilt. And like that's why there's this whole back and forth. It's my fault he's here. No, it's my fault is here. No, it's his fault is here. No, I'm the one that should get. I'm the one that should get. It's like everyone feels, around a terrible tragedy, some form of responsibility. Right? And some people deal with it inwardly and like they punish themselves. They, end up like the kids from before, like what he was talking about, like Lonnie and Tommy and the kind of like main kind of core group of kids from the original that grew up into damaged adults. Or they go outwardly, right? And they get together and they just look at somebody they can point the finger at and say like, oh, I'm going to externalize all my fucking, my grief and everything. And it's like, you're the bad guy. I don't give a fuck who I'm pointing at, but you are the bad guy. Like that's the fucking theme of this movie. So it's not superfluous.
Right.
And
okay.
There's another side plot with a gay couple. Two men who are, I guess, married.
No. He's going here. He's going there. He's going there.
You see his eyes going to, they're
let him
male.
Let him cook. Let him cook because
Let him him cook.
Let him cook.
There's another side plot with a gay couple, two men who are, I guess, married, and they're actually entertaining characters. You keep going back to them, and first they're dealing with wily trick-or-treaters who are trying to fool them and steal all of their candy from their house, and then they're doing pranks to them, and they're trying to deal with these trick-or-treaters. So they're kind of fun, interesting characters, okay? Michael comes and just murders them. And there's literally no Michael Myers' childhood home.
No!
So you spend, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Do we have to explain? Like, holy shit!
But I mean, unless this extended version, which again, the extended version you would assume would have more stuff and not cut stuff out, because unless they just sliced out entire scenes, that's not what happened.
Okay, so
really not.
literally what happened with the kids, the Michael Myers literally, I mean, not Michael Myers, but the gay couple said, this is Michael Myers' house. You know what happens when you step in here uninvited.
Yeah.
So this movie blatantly tells you this is Michael Myers' old home.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very important to the series.
And guess what? Michael Myers wanted to go home. And guess where this gay couple's at?
His home.
His home.
Yep.
So I want to rewind
shows
that.
up in there.
Don't say anything. I want him to cook a little bit.
Yeah. We'll let him.
They're doing pranks to them, and they're trying to deal with these trick-or-treaters. So they're kind of fun, interesting characters, okay? Michael comes and just murders them. And there's literally no rhyme or reason for it, except guess what? The house they own is Michael Myers' old childhood home.
Oh,
so
okay.
you spend,
At least
I'm not kidding, probably in this movie, 20 or more minutes out of a 90-minute movie. You spend almost a third of the movie with this couple, only for them to be slaughtered at the end by Michael Myers, just because they're in his house.
It still makes sense because they're in his house, and that's the house he knows.
What's he supposed to do? Play teacups and tea party with them? Like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah. We didn't watch the same movie.
Phil, he also murdered another couple at the beginning with a PVC pipe, like literally a light tube. So that was like
no real
random.
reason for it.
Yeah.
Why did they spend that much time on this couple? Because it's a filler movie. See?
No.
It wasn't filler when they said, hey, yes, this is the... Exactly as GMill said. If you'd fucking been paying attention, and not to find out later after they do, oh, it was the Myers house, I didn't know, Droob.
Also, they fixed up the Myers house. They knew it was the Myers house and
nice.
painted it green.
Mm-hmm. It was extremely well done. I would have stayed at that house as an Airbnb. Next road trip to Haddonfield, easily would have stayed. 5 out of 5.
Right.
Filler subplots to fill time because they didn't have anything to
That
do with
wasn't
this
filler.
movie. It's a worthless movie. Then at the end, the plot
You're
is
a worthless
that
content creator.
in order to stop Michael Myers, okay, they need to lure him out of his childhood home into a trap. So what happens?
Yeah, like the other movie.
Is the daughter of Laurie Strode, the mother, the middle-aged woman,
crack his
goes
finger.
to this house.
Yeah, he did.
Where her daughter, but if you can figure this out, I know because it's very hard to follow. The granddaughter.
He has to say the daughter, the granddaughter, because he doesn't even want to learn their names.
Mm-hmm.
No,
the only name that he knows is Michael Myers and Laurie Strode.
That's it. Her name is Allie.
Mm-hmm. Allison, yeah, Allison, and okay, well,
isn't Allison the young daughter? And
yeah, Allie's
the granddaughter, and Karen. It's Karen.
Yeah, Karen. Of course, it has to be Karen.
Yes, I remember because it's a meme name. Yes.
Yeah, so Karen is the mother. I mean, no.
Allison's the granddaughter.
Yeah, granddaughter Allison. The daughter is Karen, and the grandmother is Laurie. But he won't even remember those names. I don't know the names of half of these characters here, but those are the important names that you should know, and he is not saying those names.
Right.
And he's just getting himself confused.
Say the actors or whatever again. Which sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. It's very weird, very inconsistent.
Yeah, or he could say the actor's name character. Like, oh, you should know the
Yeah.
actor's name. Like in the beginning of the video, it's like, oh yeah, Karen played by blah blah blah, or Laurie
Yeah.
Strode played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and you could
Yeah.
just say Jamie's character. We know because you mentioned it.
Daughter leaves the
There you go.
hospital and joins one of the posse groups to go after Michael. Well, guess what? Michael kills them all except for her. So now it's just her and Michael in this house together. But her mother shows up, and her mother fights Michael. And the whole trick is they're trying to lure Michael out of the house. So eventually they do, and they lure him down the street. And finally, like 2 streets over, all of a sudden, all of the town pulls up in their cars, and they get out with weapons. And Michael is in the middle of all of them, and he's got nowhere to go and nowhere to run. This is the one scene of the movie that feels like an ultimate culmination. Wow. So the townspeople will get revenge for all the loved ones they lost, for the 40 years of torture. It's time for payback. While this scene goes on, the family, the Strode family, Laurie Strode's still at the hospital. But the mother and the daughter, the granddaughter, I should say, basically kind of go, like the granddaughter, I think, is going off to get treated because she got hurt. So she's off to the hospital again or whatever. And then the mother goes back inside Michael Myers' house, childhood house. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea why she goes back there, but
she had a vision upstairs.
Yep. If we're spoiling, then Phil's already said this is spoiler alert. So yeah, they make it pretty clear, and they're saying the whole time that it's like, he'll always be with us even if you can't see. It's a callback to what they said about their dad after he got killed. It's like, always be with us even if we can't see him. And so it's like, okay, she had that kind of feeling. It's like, look, if he's always going to come back and he's always going to come be here, where else would he be?
Right. She's got to be right there. And, not to, I don't want to say it, but whatever. Like, yeah.
We'll see if he says it.
All right.
Yeah.
He goes back there. Okay. So then it's the town versus Michael, and everyone in the town destroys Michael Myers. They smash his legs. They break his back. They beat the crap out of him with all kinds of weapons.
No.
They think they do.
They think they do.
Yeah.
Weapons, and eventually I think he gets shot, and then finally he's down, and that should be the end of the movie. But it's not, because this is the second movie in a trilogy, so they have to completely negate anything that just happened in that movie that would have any.
Fucking Christ.
I mean, I think it's quite aware that if you shoot Michael Myers or do any of that stuff, it means nothing.
Yeah.
It's gonna fucking work. And this is a nice freeze. Hey,
Value.
it's like,
So what they do,
that's the face
Gold.
do exactly
when
the same
Michael
thing
Myers
that they
comes in
did
the office.
with the scene with the firefighter. Michael Myers gets up, and out of nowhere, all the townspeople vanish. All of a sudden, the camera shots are just one-on-one shots of Michael killing each person in the town in a row. No one teams
I thought
up.
you would
No
like
one tries
that.
to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did try to stop him. He just got more powerful because of the fear.
Yeah, the fear, it kind of like aligned with Laurie telling the story of more people that he kills, the stronger that he gets, and more people that are afraid, the stronger that he gets. And more people were afraid of him. Guess what? He got stronger, and more people died.
Yeah.
Him.
And they didn't
one
stop.
Single murder, one single murder, one single murder, one single murder, all frames.
Phil, this movie was probably filmed during COVID times, and they probably didn't want a lot of actors in the same set.
Even Michael Myers was like, hey guys, I want to social distance these murders. Hope that's cool. Just to be safe.
See, even Michael Myers promotes safe social distancing.
He was wearing a mask all the way back in 1970 fucking 8.
Yeah, like he knows how to man up and wear a mask. All right.
There you go.
Come on, Phil. Like he just like totally forgot about these movies that are being shot in COVID times. All right.
Indeed.
There's certain things you cannot do.
Yeah. And there was still to be fair though, there are ways around it, sure, but again, missing the fucking point of this movie is that one, horror movie, slasher movie, suspend disbelief, all of that shit. You know, but two, it's like you're missing the point that, yeah, like you guys were saying before, it was about like the fear and the obsession that people have getting the better of them so that it leads to their downfall. Like that's the important part.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you can only see the two people in the shop. It's a complete waste of time. It's really like this whole movie is an utter waste of time. I can't believe they made it. I can't believe I watched it, and I can't believe they charged money to see it. It's like, why does it exist? Halloween Kills Time is exactly correct. It's 90 minutes of wasted time to say, hey, we wanted a trilogy, but we really didn't have anything to fill a second movie, so we made up an idea that the town would attack Michael, but of course they can't win because he has to come back for the third one. So what were they thinking?
I think it makes sense.
It does make sense because he does need to come back for the third one. And part of the reason why I think it's kind of like the Empire Strikes Back, because the Rebels lose. Because guess what? You need the Empire for the third movie.
Mm-hmm. That, and like, I just want to put that whole last clip right there was like, put a fucking mirror in front of him segment. 90 fucking minutes of waste of time. Why would anyone do this? And why would anyone watch this? And why would anyone spend money on this? Like, holy fuck, Phil, it's you. You're talking about you. Like, that's
You're the one that
all.
didn't
Just
get it.
change the
Content.
name to Level 1 Podcast.
Exactly. Level 1 podcast, DSP versus the dumbass internet, all that shit. Why would anyone spend money on this? I want my 90 minutes. Fuck. It's all your content. It's
Also,
so
you're just
beautiful.
not built for this.
I want my 2 years back from covering your stupid
What
ass.
is this?
Exactly.
Dude, imagine that scene, right, from Kill, where like somebody lures Phil out of the fucking condo with DoorDash, and then like we got the truck. It's like Raven, GMill, Pop, and Tevin, fucking floodlights on, and
We got Ann, we got Chill, we got Iviga.
Viga.
You came back from Japan just to do this,
Yeah,
and
just for this, we got Meerkat.
we'd be like, Phil, you want your DoorDash? You want
Tevin's
it?
like, it's my fault, huh, motherfucker? Look.
Literally.
Yep.
Oh, we have to bring back Evil AJ.
Oh, you know it. He's
Hell
still
yeah.
around.
Jaha.
LSB.
Oh, you know it. There's
Yep.
a lot of people that hate you. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, we
That'd
gotta
be a
bring we gotta find John and Howard.
Yes. You see John and fucking Howard, they're exactly like the dudes in it's just like, I used to think there was something human inside him, but there ain't nothing in there but pure evil. It needs to die.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how you
I
finish
have no
this.
idea besides money. If we make a trilogy, people will see the second one and we'll make extra money.
Oh, he's talking about him again.
Yeah, talking about himself.
It was
Oh my
a
God.
horrible movie. So, just so you know, for the big
Horrible.
cliffhanger ending, all right? Not only does Michael kill pretty much half the town in this scene, which makes no sense because again, they never show him fighting more than one person at a time. Then he goes back to his childhood
They
house
took
and
them all
inexplicably, oh look,
And he makes it
the daughter
sound
of
like
Laurie
it's the
Strode is
whole
still there for
goddamn.
no fucking reason, and he goes there and he stabs her, and that's the end of the movie. Now,
Oh,
the big
rewind it again.
Sorry.
Rewind it a little bit when he spoiled it.
childhood house, and inexplicably,
More? Or is that good?
Yeah, right here. Right, it's fine.
oh look, the daughter of Laurie Strode is still there for no fucking reason, and he goes there and he stabs her, and that's the end of the movie. Now, the big ending that's supposed to get you pumped for the
pause
third movie.
I think that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I think the whole point was she saw a vision of him, you know, in the clown costume. She goes up there, looks at Haddonfield, and remember, she said, if you want to kill someone, kill me.
Yeah. And well, he did.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't for nothing. She was just up there taking it in. And then she took it in the knife.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah, like a lot, like double penetration.
It came out of nowhere, just like like poor
RKO from out
Poor-
of nowhere.
poor Allie. She lost both her parents in the same night. Holy
Right.
shit!
And again, it's like to have it as that ending, to get you ready for the second. Because again, it's like certainly up until that moment, I absolutely thought she was going to make it.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm like, third movie, let's go.
And then she doesn't. And then you want to see, well, fuck, how does that affect the family and Allison and all that? Like, ugh.
Yeah, well, I guess we're gonna have to watch the movie in 2 weeks.
I would sit here and go like, I don't care for Karen, but she was like okay, but at the same time, like glad she's dead.
Yeah, she was the go between the grandmother and the daughter. You know?
Right. I mean, it sucks that she's dead, but I'm not really gonna miss her.
Yeah,
okay,
like-
miss her more than the husband.
She ain't Dumbledore, but it's
Okay,
like,
but
all
miss her
right.
more than the husband, though.
Oh, fuck him.
Okay, all right. As long as we can.
Yeah,
make
fuck
clear.
that
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if I had the choice with like the husband or her, I would like her every time. Are you kidding me?
Because at least she has a moment of like, oh, I can't do it, haha, fuck you, and like she in the first one and in the second one takes more charge of things. At least there's that growth.
Is that it ends with Laurie Strode storming out of the hospital with a big butcher knife in her hand saying, I'm going to kill Michael. And that's it. Now, there's other plot lines as well.
I'm gonna kill
I guess what they're trying to
Michael. Like she
emphasize now is
walks
that
and
Michael
says
Myers
it in
never
the camera,
wanted to go
fuck
kill
you,
Laurie Strode in
Phil.
the first movie. That was the
No.
doctor from his institution who drove him to her house to try to get a reaction out of him and make him go crazy or something.
Did you watch the first
It's
movie?
kind of
Yes.
convoluted in that way. At the same time, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, this whole movie could have completely been a skip. And there's other issues in this movie.
No.
You would have to watch this movie to get the third one. It's like missing Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, it's 15 years a year bullshit content. That's a skip.
Yes.
That's a skip.
Movie as
God
well.
damn it.
Some of the shots are terrible. Like I said, I don't like the single shots. Why does it doesn't make
Because Michael Myers did not want a bunch of people around him, like what Parma said.
More suspenseful. Fuck. And like not even like coof stuff. It's more suspenseful. It looks cooler. And like maybe again, it's like people say, oh, they gang up. I don't know. It's like when you see something you've never seen before, it seems like really bad pure evil, and like at the last moment you might muster up some strength, but like before that, again, it's like fear, which is what Michael inspires and feeds off of. So like you're afraid, and that costs you an extra moment of hesitation that he exploits. Like, fuck, man. These human things are just lost on this alien motherfucker.
Well, yeah,
Indeed.
he just sits in his house all day.
Yeah. Man.
makes sense. You're fighting 20 people. Why does it only show him interacting with one person at a time to easily kill them?
It's multiple reasons. I'm not getting into it again.
There's no sense there. It's like, it's nonsensical. Some of the shots are too dark. A lot of the shots are outdoor shots, and
It's at night.
Horror
It's at
movie is
night.
dark. Oh my god, it's night and Halloween. Too dark, Droob.
What platform,
on the
like
fucking
what
LEDs.
screen did you watch it on? A bright
Jeez,
TV or a 13-year-old phone?
Do you think he ever got a new TV after whatever the the living room TV? Like I don't know what the
No,
last
he
one
still
was.
has
I
it.
feel
He
like
still has that 3D TV. He was at
one
something.
from like 2014.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
Like-
3D television.
You,
Yeah.
you need to get like you should get like a brighter TV that's meant for movies
You
if
ain't
you want to watch a
watching-
movie like this.
One that's
Cat-
made in the last fucking 4 years, 3
So-
years.
So I watched this on my iPhone, but it's not fucking from 2014.
Yeah, you have at least you have an HDR screen and an OLED. You know, he has a 6S, all right? We all know he watches bullshit on the iPhone 6S.
Right. In his chair and on iPhone.
Yeah, well he's pulling. between
How come
shots.
he's so weird. He doesn't want to watch it on his TV, which he could.
Yeah.
And they're filmed so
I don't
darkly, you
get it.
can't tell what's going on. I'm sorry, but when I watch a movie, I actually want to see
That's
what's
a
happening in the
problem.
fucking movie.
Then watch it on TV, bitch.
Yep.
Right.
That is
I don't
a
wanna have to
Phil
guess
problem.
because you're in the middle of the dark at night and I can't see half the shit. Okay.
Get a better TV. Get a TV that's meant for cinema. Get a
Also, oh, sorry, you go.
pisses me off, bro.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to watch content that is good, then watch it on a good screen. You can't just watch HD 4K content and on a shitty screen and expect it to be magically
I just
good.
it looked great.
Yeah, you have to.
I got my fucking Trinitron from 2003.
That
What
would
the
look
fuck?
good.
It's dark, Drew. Yeah. It probably still look better than the shit he's got.
I bet.
So what I would say is the pros of the movie, there's some gory kills. There's some interesting kills, which is always good in a slasher flick. You want to see some original kills or see
Stop
something
playing
like
with your
that.
hair.
And the head
I
count
want to
is
see
decent.
people dying.
But the problem
plays
is
with
that the
hair.
head count is dumb because it's always one-on-one fights when it never should be. If they actually made Michael look like a badass, like, oh, he's fighting 3 firefighters at once and kicking their ass, I'd be like, wow, this is great. But they didn't even bother with that. They didn't want to. They just framed it all as
COVID
single kills,
times.
and it was a waste of everyone's time. What a horrible movie. Now, I'm going to be honest. I liked Halloween 2018. I thought it was good, but not great. This movie I thought was atrociously bad. Like, I don't know how you could get worse. Honestly, I don't know. The only way that it could get worse is if there's no ending in Halloween Ends. They name a movie Halloween Ends and it doesn't end. That would be the worst possible ending, I think. So
I think that happened a few
it does
times,
end
but
and
I think it
Halloween
would
Ends,
end.
or else they fucked up really bad. But this movie, man, I was super disappointed after seeing the 2018 one, and I hope that it comes back somehow in the final of the trilogy because I can't believe how bad this one was.
I really am curious to see what he says about the third one, man.
And I didn't even know
I
that. 'Cause
really
I guess
fucking-
If we get there.
this movie, which I
Damn
didn't
it,
know
2
when
fucking
I was going
weeks.
into this trilogy. I had no idea the movie was that bad, and then I kind of, oh, I wonder what other people think. Oh my god, everyone agrees it's really ridiculously bad. So
Everyone agrees.
Halloween Kills, 2 thumbs down.
very
Avoid it,
different
just skip
reasons.
it. I mean it. You could probably skip this movie and just watch Halloween and Halloween Ends, and not.
Parma, you've seen Halloween Ends. Can you skip this movie?
Fuck no. Of course not.
Okay.
I didn't
Watch
I
Halloween
didn't think.
Kills
Oh,
and you
sorry,
wouldn't
not to
care.
pause it again. I thought this was not that bad. Like as a film,
Really?
not like in the middle of what it's trying to tell. I think the thing that was confused about. I didn't know this was a continuation after what happened. I did not. I thought it would be a few days after or something, but no, is literally
Same.
like yeah,
It's literally gonna be the same night, probably.
Well,
yeah.
but
Don't say anything.
Never mind.
I mean, and she's telling the story and all that stuff. Like she doesn't know her daughter's dead. She don't know a lot of things are happening. Like it's the same night continuing. And the name Halloween Kills is, well, guess what? Michael Myers kills a lot of people in this one.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty much the premise of the movie. And it being a trilogy, guess what? Michael Myers will not die in this movie.
He will kill.
Yep. Until it ends.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the way it is. Don't announce a trilogy before the first movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing happens in the movie. It's a complete waste of your time. Don't watch it. That's my review of Halloween Kills. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And I'll.
And another rule of thumbs that DSP doesn't realize is usually second to the last episode. Like, I mean, in a trilogy, the second movie is more like a build up than anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This one's setting up to the end, going like, I really like this setup to the end. Like, I get it. A lot of it, he's like, oh, you want to see more of like the fuckers getting their comeuppance. And it's like, this got you excited for the next one. Yeah, if it falls flat, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm very
See, for more
curious
horror
to
reviews
see
this month,
what all of y'all think of the third one.
Well,
Because it is quite different.
and as well as the Halloween Ends review in a week or two. Thanks, and I'll see you then.
A week or two, whenever the fuck I
Fast.
feel like it. Awful lack of transition again. Just
Not even a sound to awful transition.
Yeah,
What is
just
this?
thank you for watching.
not even a whoosh, not a fade.
Also, just saying that all these, it's just you lack emotion. So you're like, these people are stupid.
Yeah,
I can't
fucking
believe-
get over it.
It was his
Yeah.
whole shtick forever, I guess, to just be like, haha, I'm just like all those other people on YouTube that just
Why are
complain
these
about
gay
shit.
guys in Michael Myers' house? I don't know. It's his house.
It was a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And boy,
All
they
right.
fixed that
All
shit
right,
up.
ladies and gentlemen and cunts. This has been a review. This has been a reaction to DSP's review of Halloween Kills. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. DSP's a
Yes.
bitch. Any last
Yes.
words?
He is a bitch, and he's wrong.
He
God,
is a bitch.
you sit here and you watch these things and you have no emotion. So yeah, get fucked.
Yeah.
It's just a joke that I've been thinking of ever since knowing he was reviewing these movies and ever since I watched them. Hey Phil, why don't we call your Halloween Shills?
There you go.
There, I've said-
Halloween shows.
Oh, he'll shill it.
Bye, bitches.